Okay, so here's a thought I had quite recently, and I thought I'd do something vloggy, do this video log to address it. There's all these Christian women that are posting that they're Christians, especially the ones on dating sites. Stop stating you're Christian, because it's one of two things, maybe a third, don't know. Normally you would think a Christian woman wants a Christian man. Christian women don't want Christian men. So I don't know if you're trying to attract the drug dealer or the scammer or somebody unscrupulous to say, yes, I want a nice Christian girl to settle down with. Because clearly you Christian women are not trying to attract Christian men. You know why? Because when you do attract a Christian man and he shows interest, you don't want him. So I would think you're trying to attract some, and it's not, I can't even say unsafe. You're trying to attract somebody that treats you like shit. You're trying to attract some criminal or some scammer. Just stop saying it, because guess what? In the long run, well, you know what? There are some scammers and criminals and so on who want a nice woman to kind of balance out house life or home life. But I would think the vast majority of them, they want some thuggish woman. They want a gangster girl that understands the struggle and know that police can break in at any time and raid the house and just work with it. Just you know, go easy and don't get hysterical, because it comes with the territory. And I'm not just saying scammers and criminals, but he could be a guy with a nice legal job, but he put on too lick on you know? Yeah, man, we know you ladies want, well, not all ladies, you know, but I'm saying many of you are saying I'm a Christian, but you really want a man that beat you or disrespect you and make you feel like crap. Because really, the Christian guys, you don't find them attractive. You ladies, you Christian ladies are rejecting them. Stop saying you're Christian, because you're only going to let Christian men want to be in relationships with you, and you really don't want those men. You don't want them. You find them repulsive. So it's just like a woman dressing churchy and she really a go-go dancer. Don't dress churchy, dress like a go-go. Dress with half your ass hanging out and half your boobs being seen by the world. And vice versa. If you are a decent woman, don't leave half your ass hanging out and your boobs, all your cleavage showing and everything, and it's printed, nipples are printing out. Don't do it, because you're going to attract the dudes that really want to just use a girl, you know? They don't want, in fact, if they want us, there's some dudes who want a hot girl, right? And she's sleazy and all of that. Yeah, they want a dolly. Don't dress like a dolly if you're not a dolly, if you're a Christian girl. And I'm saying all of this because I've seen enough women say, I'm a Christian. And here's the funny thing. Some of these Christian women, they're not saying they want a Christian man. I do understand that. However, by saying you're a Christian or you're God's child or whatever it is that you say, you will be attracting those type of men. Now I understand, remember, in every generation, there are dudes that they'll sow their wild oats and they never have any intent of giving their life to Christ. But they're going to go in the church because they want a nice Christian girl. We understand that. But you see, the vast majority of men, They want to know what category their woman falls in. Is this a slutty girl? Is this sort of a normal in-between girl? She behaves nice but she's not a Christian. Or is this a Christian girl? Ladies, you're confusing the dating market by impersonating Christian women. Oh boy, I tell you. Because I am just seeing so many women say, I'm God's child, I'm God's servant, I'm a Christian woman, and whatever. And I do understand many of you, because here's the thing, many Christian women have no intention they know they have no intention of being with a Christian man. I perfectly understand. You know you don't want a Christian man, and you're not going to ever tell anybody that you want a Christian man, because you don't want one. But by saying you're a Christian, you'll be attracting Christian men, and you're messing up the dating market, ladies. In fact, you do have a point when you want the dude who wants a Christian woman, but he has no intention of being a Christian. Maybe I need to shut up. Because you do have a point. I guess it's just a thing that Christian men have to cope with, you know? Just because the thing is, here's the thing. In days gone by, males and females have had this thing in our minds that you meet a Christian person, chances are, if they are attracted or sufficiently attracted to you, you'll go into a relationship and you can make this thing work out. What are these people doing? Look at him. This is a cokehead. Something is wrong with this person. 4023LL. Something wrong with this person here. If anybody see it, I'll tell you at Corolla Axie. If you see this person on the road, be very aware of the cokehead. Alright, in fact, let me pause this and up. You know what? Let me keep it on. This is almost 9 o'clock now, and this person is holding up my journey. And you know what the worst thing is? Not to go off on something else, but this person actually pulled out on me, saw me coming at a distance, drove out, sped up, because I put on the bright light so this person would cause an accident, and then the person proceeded to sit under the stoplight and blockade me from going through the light. And then when I put on my indicator to drive around, the person drove off, and then when it turned yellow, they stopped. Oh boy, I tell you, see some of these mentally ill, sick type of people, avoid them. Anyway, what was I saying? Right. So yeah, so we had this thing that just being a Christian was something that would make you attractive to another Christian. It wasn't just your looks and your charisma and all these things, right? We would think that being a Christian, being somebody that would actively be serving God, because it is, mind you, there are some people who just go to church and they're just there warming bench. But if you're doing something that would make you attractive, because you're serving, you're actively serving the same God. See the person here again. The same person? No, it's not a different person. It seems interesting. I was keeping my eyes on the person. Oh, maybe they went around. That's a red plate, but it was a white plate ticket. I wonder if it's the next person in line. I don't know. Where did that person go? Or him pull off? Very strange. There are some serious weirdos. And maybe it's him in front of this tall vehicle. Because this tall vehicle went around me. Anyway, who cares? So that's what we would think growing up, in the church. But these days, being an active Christian does not make you attractive to quote-unquote Christian women. In fact, it makes you unattractive, because it tells these women, because some of these Christian women, they want to kind of ride the fence, and I've dated them, so it's not like I'm making up this thing. They want to kind of ride the fence, and if they know you are actively serving God, then you're going to get convicted of certain things like premarital sex. And yes, everybody gets tempted. But if you are going to stand your ground, that would deprive them of sex. So they're going to look and say, no sir, I don't want a church man. She's going to say church man, but she really means Christian, because remember, these are Christian women. But it's a church man because you actively go to church and you're trying your best to abide by the rules of the Bible. So they will see you and like, yeah, I'm not going to get to do the things I want to do. Not just having sex, but you know, she might want to go to a party. She might want to go to ATI, and you're going to be, but this is a worldly thing. And she wants to go to ATI. She still wants to be a Christian. She still wants to have her verse on her Instagram page. But she wants to go to ATI just the same. So when you say, but this is worldly, you're not going to get to go to ATI. You're going to carry her to a gospel concert, and you're going to carry her to the park and to the beach and road trips and all the other things that Christian men and women can do. But she want to go ATI, and she want to go to the club, and she want to go to certain other things that are not let's say not acceptable, because Jazz and Blues Festival, you can kind of swing it either way. I wonder if this place open and then close. Hunger is busted in. Oh, just passed already. Anyway, oh, alright, this. I think I'm going to eat some food, yeah, man. Eat some pear and bread. I ain't going to spend out my money. I have to go pay the government a traffic ticket already, so save my money. Oh boy. So, stiff muscles, right? I guess it's sleep I need. So, you know, they're going to reason these things out, and they're like, well, you know, these very few of the many things that can be done, you know, the Christian man will not want to go to these places. So you know what? Don't want a church man. Church man, as I said, is just the Christian. Because I can tell you, there are dudes who say they're Christians, and you know, them don't go to church, and they'll go to parties, and them feel like, boy, I just want to brand myself like with some tattoos, and me go sleep around with 3 girls one time, and we know the testosterone kick up in you, so you're going to be tempted. But me go sleep with 3 girls. You're going to do everything that the average dude does, but I'm going to say, yeah, me a Christian. But how the Christian, these Christian women coin it is, them just say church goer or church man or some phrase like that. Because everybody is a Christian. Even the gunman who is shooting you, him pray before him pray before him come shoot you and kill you and rob you and cut your throat and all of that. So yeah, you know. So them just say that. So people are using the fact that you have sacrificed 2 hours of your Sunday morning to go to church, and probably 2 hours of your Sunday night to go to church, and when you could be watching news or relaxing or doing some other thing, you might attend Bible study, you know, and stuff like that, and you might do some stuff for the church because you know it is contributing to the ministry. So them say church man. Yeah, anyway, I don't know what these people think, but all I can say, these church women, these Christian women, let me just call them Christian women, you're confusing us Christian men. I really don't know what to think of with you. And I'm not even judging the ones that may have slept with a boyfriend and had a child. I'm just talking women who really don't want a Christian man. She really don't want you guys. If she find out that you sing on the choir, you're less attractive. If she find out that you teach Sunday school, if she find out that you don't attend church or you go once a month, She's going to like you more. I can tell you that. And if you get pissed at her and tell her to clot, I can tell you, her downstairs go and get wet for her. She go and get wet for you. So even if you say I'm a Christian and you tell her to clot, she go get wet for you. And worse, if you start put too lick on her, she going to get, woo! She's invigorated. Listen, I'm just the messenger, alright? I am just the messenger. I'm just telling you how these things are. She's going to really want you when you do these derogatory things to her, to them. It confuses me. I've dated enough. And it's always amazing when you connect the dots, right? I just find it so strange that sometimes these Christian women, they figure out what they want, but they are too ashamed to tell you Christian men that is what they want. But the thing is, all women, doesn't matter whether you're Christian or not, want men to figure it out, to read their minds, right? And then what these Christian women will do is, she wants a man who can beat her and give her 2 kicks. And she will say, figure it out. And she will say, well, him can't read my mind. Because really, nothing makes a woman wet downstairs than a man that can read her mind. Listen, I just deliver the message. Right? Don't debate me. I just deliver the message. That's just how it is. And if you can read her mind and give her some good lick, when she has not done something, because here's the thing, lots of women will say and do the things to piss off a man so he will retaliate and beat her. But if you can read her mind and know that she wants to be beaten, and I don't condone it, that's why I can't get certain women. I've met some women that, boy, man, decent women, nice women, women that will not make me feel ashamed when I'm not around. Good character, in a job that is, and the type of job that she's in, it doesn't matter, but she's not a go-go or a barway or a bartender or something, right? She's in a job that I can say, okay, she makes ends meet. Doesn't matter whether it's a first degree or diploma or whatever, but she's in a job where she's providing for herself, but I don't have to be afraid to say, she shows her body online, or she's a go-go dancer, something that makes me feel ashamed, right? And she's in one of those jobs, and she has enough decency, so if before I even introduce her to my mother, people can look and say, okay, she seems decent enough. And then when she opens her mouth, you'll be like, yeah, good woman, Of course, it's just a first impression, but you can make an honest assumption. And these women, they don't want you, gentlemen. They don't want a man that will not beat them. They want a man that will beat them and disrespect them and make them feel like crap. I'm not going to do it. I am not going to change myself for you crazy women. Alright, let me not say crazy, because that's just how they are. Alright, ladies, you're not crazy. I can't understand your behavior. I can't understand the reasoning. I am confused. I'm just a silly dude who can't connect some of the dots. But I refuse to change. I refuse to beat you and disrespect you and make you feel like crap. I am sorry. And I am willing to never be with a woman, be alone for the rest of my life, because I'm not going to change. I'm not going to play mind games. I'm not going to move up the narcissistic spectrum. And if you understand what a spectrum is, it is like a lever, right? And everybody is on the spectrum. So you could be a 1, a 0.5, you could be a 5, you could be a 9 out of 10, a grandiose. Everybody is on the spectrum. So everybody has a touch of narcissism, but it's just so mild that you can't even detect it. I refuse to increase the potency of whatever tendencies I may have to make myself more attractive to you. I'm not going to do it. Sorry. I'm sorry, ladies. But the fact that some of us, because I'm sure I'm not alone in this, there are some men who have refused to move up the narcissistic spectrum, the toxic spectrum, the sociopath spectrum, the psychopathic spectrum. It's all a spectrum, you know, because psychopathic tendencies are in everybody, but probably just very mild, right? Everybody does some sort of manipulation, and these three that I've just named, they manipulate, you know. In order for a psychopath to do what he wants, he has to do some sort of manipulation. Anyway, not to go too much in psychology. I am not going to move it up. I'm sorry. So, I probably may never get one of these women that I do find attractive, which I rarely find women attractive. But when I do, and then I start dating them, I realize, oh crap, they want one of these toxic dudes. I'm not going to, and it's easy to turn up toxicity, you know, because it takes self-control for me. I can't speak for any other man. For me to not be one of these highly attractive toxic guys, it takes great self-control for me, right? Because I am trying to operate my mind in a way that I can go to sleep well at night, and I don't, because the thing is, these highly attractive toxic guys alienate people, and the thing is, how I operate is, I need to operate, and we're always going to alienate people, but I need to minimize how I alienate people, because I am thinking very long term, right? Of course, there are some toxic, some narcissistic type. I'm just saying narcissist, but there are some toxic people that do thrive quite well because of circumstances. I try my best to live peaceably with all men, and so I am trying my utmost best to control my behavior. And ladies, I am just sorry, but any one of you that I do find attractive, I'm not going to turn up the toxicity to please you. Sorry. So you and you and you, yes, the three, those three of the last 5 women that I dated, that I did find attractive, because of the last 5, 2 I didn't find attractive, but I still gave them a chance. Of those last 3 that I did find attractive, and I know you want a toxic man, sorry. If you come back tomorrow and say, Trevor, I love you, I'm sorry, because I'm going to need to turn up some sort of, I'm going to need to adjust my behavior, so what would I say, I slide up the toxicity level to sustain our relationship. I'm not going to do it. But Christian women are Christian women. I know you're operating. You some of you just definitely are not Christians, and we can't know. And you're confusing us. So just take off the I'm a Christian, looking for love and respect. Shut up! You're not. Please. So stop confusing us. Anyway, I've gone on long enough, but I'm hoping the very smart persons who are listening to this don't make some dumb comment like, who hurt you? Focus. Almost bit my tongue there. Focus on what I've said and not read between the lines. Yes, there are stuff that I've not said, but I'm not just thinking dating sites, which is probably what most people are assuming. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, there are so many platforms that women are just like, ooh, Christian woman, God's child, and whatever, and even WhatsApp statuses and all these things. Yeah, just stop doing it because you're confusing us. And although it does make for good stories. It makes excellent stories. I told this to a small group of friends, and they were laughing their asses off when they were like, this Christian girl, she blocked me. and to be honest, how things were aligning, it's like we'd be together. But anyway, I don't know what goes on in the mind of these Christian women, so anyway, it's just confusing to me. And you know, it's a funny thing when I say these little stories, which I find them amusing. Maybe you Christian women should continue doing these things because it makes such great stories. When I tell other women of these stories, they laugh their asses off there. And then the advice that these women give is, it just makes me laugh even more because it's like, no. Modern women. It all is anyway, the stories are gone on long enough. So I am signing out. I'm turning off the lights. I am going my own way, and peace out.